you search online for ways how to unblock your Facebook or Instagram account, you will quickly notice one thing. There are a lot of methods offered and so-called solutions. These are not just words, this conclusion is based on my experience as an attorney working with suit case against Meta, more about my story and website unblockprofile.com. At first glance, it can feel overwhelming, but in reality, all of these methods fall into just two categories. Understanding the difference between them is the most important step you can take before trying to restore or unblock your account. The first category is clean, legal, and safe methods. These are approaches that work within Meta's rules, policies, and legal frameworks. They may take more time, but they do not create additional risk for your account. The second category is what people often call schemes. These are questionable methods that promise fast results, shortcuts, or guaranteed unblocking in a few days. And while they may sound attractive, they almost always come with serious long-term risks. You have probably seen offers like "I will unblock your account in 2 days" or "I have contacts inside Meta." This is exactly what I'm talking about. These offers are usually based on internal policy violation, fake appeals, misuse of access, or other actions that go directly against Meta internal rules. Even if someone really does have a contact inside Meta, which is rare, using that connection is still a violation of Meta's internal compliance rules. And when Meta detects that an account restriction was bypassed in an unauthorized way, the consequences are much worse. In those cases, accounts are often permanently disabled with no option for appeal or recovery. So, the first key message: fast, unofficial methods don't reduce risk, they multiply it. Now, let's talk about the second and most important part of this video. What actually works if you want a real, clean and long-term solution unblocking or removing restriction from your account. If your Facebook or Instagram account was blocked without serious or intentional violation of the platform's rules, the only legitimate way to restore access is through direct communication with Meta. Not through tricks, not through bypasses, not through people claiming the secret access. The solution is communication, justification, and legal reasoning. Meta is a legal entity. All of its decisions are governed by internal policies, user agreements, and applicable laws. When you challenge a block properly by explaining the facts, referencing the rules, and presenting the situation correctly, Meta is required to review it. The problem is that when an ordinary user tries to do this, two things usually happen. First, the person doesn't know how to structure their appeal, what arguments matters, or which details are critical. Second, Meta does not treat communication from a regular user with the same level of priority or seriousness. That is where the real difference comes in. The most effective and proven way to unblock a Facebook or Instagram account is legal communication with Meta, carried out by an attorney, for example by me. And when an attorney contacts Meta, the platform understands that the case is being handled professionally, formally, and with the potential legal consequences. The tone, structure, and documentation are completely different. Using legal tools means clearly describing the situation, demonstrating why restrictions are justified, and submitting the correct documentation through the appropriate channels. When done correctly, this approach allows you to restore account in around 30 days, not by breaking rules, but by enforcing them properly. And this isn't theory, I'm speaking from a real attorney experience. I'm an attorney and I professionally went through this process many times and also removed restrictions from my own account. I didn't rely on shortcuts or unofficial methods. I communicated with Meta directly, including visiting their office in Dublin, and handled the case legally from start to finish. That experience allows me to understand exactly how Meta reacts, what arguments work, and how to build a case that leads to a successful outcome. I will be sharing a separate video where I break down my personal case in details. How the process worked, what steps were taken, and how the account was restored. The case becomes the foundation for the method I now use in my practice, and I help more than 200 clients from around the world. So, if you're dealing with a blocked Facebook or Instagram account, remember this. There are many offers, but only one safe path: legal communication, clear justification and professional handling. Shortcuts may look more attractive, but they often close the door forever. A clean and legal approach, handled by attorney, keeps it open and actually gets results. So feel free to visit my website unblockprofile.com for more information.